I'm gonna show you the best 240Hz gaming monitors you can get at every price range. No matter your budget, I will help you find the best pick for your needs. Let's go. First, we're gonna take a look at the best options in the under $200 range. Dell G2524H. This Dell G2524H monitor is honestly pretty impressive for the price, especially if you're into fast-paced gaming. It's a 24.5-inch display with a standard 1080p resolution, but the real kicker is the refresh rate. It runs natively at 240Hz and can even be overclocked to a super smooth 280Hz. Playing shooters on this felt incredibly fluid thanks to that speed and the quick response time. Plus, it supports both FreeSync and G-Sync to eliminate tearing. The IPS panel means the colors look vibrant and you get decent viewing angles, which is great. If you're a competitive gamer who cares more about speed and smoothness than super high resolution, this is a fantastic budget pick. However, if you're used to sharper 1440p screens or need perfect pixel response, maybe look elsewhere, as some find the 1080p a bit soft at this size where the response time's not quite matching the refresh rate. AOC C27G2Z. This AOC is a 27-inch curved monitor, also rocking a 240Hz refresh rate, aiming for that immersive gaming feel under $200. What I like about this, one, is the VA panel. It gives you really deep blacks because of the high contrast ratio, making games look punchy, especially in darker rooms. It also supports FreeSync Premium for smooth gameplay. The main thing you gotta know though, it's that its 1080p resolution stretched across a 27-inch screen. So text and fine details can look noticeably pixelated, which isn't ideal if you plan to do work on it too. While it's fast at 240Hz, VA panels like this can sometimes show a bit of smearing or ghosting in really dark scenes during fast motion, which might bug hardcore competitive players. So I'd say grab this if you want an affordable big, curved, high refresh rate screen mainly for immersive gaming and aren't too bothered by the pixel density or potential minor ghosting. Competitive esports folks might prefer an IPS panel instead. Next, we're gonna take a look at the best options in the $200 to $400 range. LG 27GR83QB. This LG is a solid pick if you're after the super high 240Hz refresh rate on a 27-inch 1440p IPS screen without it totally breaking the bank. Gaming on this feels incredibly smooth whether I'm on my PC or hooking up my PS5 or Xbox Series X, thanks to the HDMI 2.1 ports letting you hit high frame rates. The colors look pretty vibrant thanks to its wide color gamut, and viewing angles are good, typical for an IPS panel. My main gripe is gaming in the dark. The contrast isn't great, so blacks tend to look more like dark gray, and the HDR performance is pretty basic, lacking that pop. It's a great monitor for competitive players or anyone prioritizing fluidity over the absolute best picture quality, especially if you game in a brighter room. If you're a pixel peeper demanding deep blacks for atmospheric games or top-tier HDR, you might want to look elsewhere. Gigabyte M27QX. This Gigabyte M27QX is another 27-inch 1440p 240Hz monitor that really impressed me with its speed and smoothness in games. The motion clarity is fantastic thanks to the fast, super speed IPS panel, making fast-paced action look really sharp. Color accuracy is also really good right out of the box, which is nice if you don't want to fiddle with settings. Like the LG, the contrast is just okay, so it's not the best choice for darkroom gaming, and HDR won't blow you away. What sets this one apart for me is the built-in KVM switch, which is super handy if you, like me, switch between a gaming PC and a work laptop using the same keyboard and mouse. This monitor is perfect for gamers who want that high refresh rate smoothness and could really use the KVM feature for productivity or streaming. However, if you primarily game on the latest consoles and want full HDMI 2.1 bandwidth for 120Hz modes, or if you need better contrast, this might not be the one, as its HDMI ports are limited to 144Hz. Next, we're gonna take a look at the best options in the $400 to $600 range. Asus ROG Swift PG279QM. This monitor is kind of the jack of all trades in this price range, and honestly, it's one of the best I've used overall. You're getting a 27-inch screen with a crisp 1440p resolution and that super smooth 240Hz refresh rate thanks to its fast IPS panel. Gaming on this thing feels incredibly fluid, colors look vibrant right out of the box, and the build quality feels really premium. It has native G-Sync support, which is great if you have an NVIDIA card, plus features like the Reflex Latency Analyzer to check your system's responsiveness. I'd say this is for gamers who want fantastic speed but don't want to sacrifice picture quality. It works great for fast games like shooters, but also looks good for everyday stuff or even watching videos. If you want a top-tier 240Hz experience that balances performance and great visuals for all kinds of use, this is probably the one I'd point you to. However, if you mostly game in a dark room, the contrast isn't the best, and blacks can look a bit gray. BenQ Zoe XL2566K. Okay, now this one is a completely different beast, and honestly, it's not for everyone. This is the BenQ Zoe XL2566K, and it's laser focused on one thing, giving competitive FPS players the absolute fastest experience possible. It's a 24.5-inch 1080p monitor, but the refresh rate is actually a blazing 360Hz, using an OLED key and panel technology specifically for speed. Combined with BenQ's Diac Plus feature, motion clarity is just insane, maybe the sharpest I've seen, which can genuinely make a difference in tracking fast targets. It even has gamer-focused features like side shields to block distractions and a special S-switch remote to quickly change settings. You should buy this only if you are a serious, maybe even professional esports player, prioritizing raw speed and motion clarity above literally everything else in games like CSGO or Valorant. You absolutely shouldn't buy this if you care about good colors, contrast, or viewing angles, or if you plan to watch movies or play immersive single-player games, because the image quality for anything besides competitive gaming is pretty poor. Next, we're going to take a look at the best options in the $600 to $800 range. LG Ultra Gear 27GS95QE. This monitor is an incredible pick if you're looking for that awesome OLED gaming experience at 1440p with a smooth 240Hz refresh rate. I found the motion handling to be basically perfect thanks to the near instant response time, making games feel super responsive whether I was on PC or console, as it supports HDMI 2.1 for PS5 and Xbox Series X or S. The contrast is truly infinite, so playing games in a dark room is just fantastic with those perfect blacks and no annoying blooming. However, I did notice some VRR flicker, especially in darker scenes when the frame rate was jumping around, which could be distracting for some. Also, if you plan on doing a lot of office work, the text clarity isn't the best compared to non-OLED monitors. Overall, I'd say grab this if you primarily game, love stunning visuals especially in darker settings, and want top-tier responsiveness, but maybe skip it if you're very sensitive to VRR flicker or need crisp text for productivity. MSI NPG 271QRX. Okay, this one actually kicks it up to a blazing fast 360Hz refresh rate, which is just wild for competitive gaming. Coming from older monitors, the smoothness is a massive upgrade, and combined with the QD OLED panel, the colors and contrast are gorgeous. Games look incredibly vibrant, and the near-instant response time means motion is extremely clear. I also appreciate the extra features like the KVM switch for easily swapping between my work laptop and gaming PC. Plus, the 3-year warranty covers burn-in, which is great peace of mind for an OLED. Be aware though, like many OLEDs, text can look a bit less sharp due to the sub-pixel layout, and there can be some VRR flicker in dark scenes. I'd recommend this monitor if you're a serious competitive player, especially in FPS games, and have a high-end PC that can actually push close to 360 frames per second. Otherwise, if you already have a 240Hz OLED or don't need that extreme refresh rate, you might save some cash. Finally, we're going to take a look at the best options in the $800 plus range. MSI MPG 321URX. This thing is a 32-inch 4K QD OLED running at a slick 240Hz, and honestly the picture quality is fantastic whether you're gaming, watching movies, or just browsing. MSI packed in some neat features like AI vision to boost brightness in dark spots and their OLED Care 2.0 to help prevent burn-in. Plus they give you a 3-year burn-in warranty for peace of mind. It's got a super fast OLED response time for basically zero motion blur, and input lag is crazy low. If you hook up multiple devices, the built-in KVM switch is pretty handy too. I'd say grab this if you want a top-tier 4K 240Hz OLED experience with great gaming performance and useful features without absolutely breaking the bank compared to some competitors. Maybe skip it if you absolutely need official G-Sync certification or Dolby Vision support, as it misses out on those. Asus PG32UCDP. Next, if you've got a bit more cash to splash, check out the Asus ROG Swift PG32UCDP. This monitor is seriously trying to be perfect, offering stunning visuals and maybe the best gaming performance I've seen. It's a 32-inch 4K OLED at 240Hz, but here's the kicker. It has a unique mode where you can switch to 1080p and crank the refresh rate up to a mind-blowing 480Hz. That makes it incredible for both beautiful single-player games in 4K and ultra-competitive shooters where every frame counts. Like the MSI, it's got OLED's instant response time, super low input lag, KVM, USB-C power delivery, and features to protect the panel. Asus also throws in their AI-powered gaming assist like dynamic crosshairs. You should definitely consider this if you want the flexibility of that 480Hz mode and arguably the peak gaming experience available right now. It might not be for you if you're super sensitive to potential BR or flicker in dark seas, or if you prefer the slightly punchier colors sometimes found on QD OLED panels. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you found this video to be helpful, leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Alright, peace out.